Yes, yes, yes. We are live. It is Monday, May 11th, 2020. It is approximately 1 p.m. on the East Coast. What is that? 10 a.m. on the West Coast. Lee, what time is it for you over in the UK?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. in the UK and probably a lot of different times, a lot of other places. But I am your host, Mike Trampe. I am the BeatStars Community Director. I'm here with the one and only Lee Owen, customer support strategist. And what is your role? What is your role? You tell people what your role is.
Customer support manager. That's my official role.
That's it. See, yeah. I always mess it up, man. That's good, man. Well, glad to have you here. How was your weekend, sir?
It was good, thanks. Busy working and just trying to chill out for a bit. But yeah, cool. Yours?
Hey, man. Beautiful Mother's Day weekend here in the States. I actually got to see my mom, social distance with her, give her virtual hand high fives. It was a good time. So it was good, especially now during this time, you cherish that time with your family and friends. So
definitely. Are they starting to lift some restrictions where you are, or?
Yeah, I'm in Jersey, so it's pretty bad here still, man.
Right.
So it's still, it's mandatory to wear masks and everything. So
yeah.
Yep. So shout out to Bufo in the house. What up, Bufo?
What's up, Bufo? Welcome, buddy.
Yes, we'll let some more people come in the chat here. We'll give it a couple minutes, and then we'll get this thing rocking. So yeah, this is BeatStars Academy. Every week we go through and show new members, old members, people who aren't members, how BeatStars works and some of the features. So ask questions in the chat. If you're on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, wherever you are, feel free to ask, and we'll see all the questions, and we'll get to them as long as they make sense for the show. So there's no reviews of music on the show, just to get that out of the way, because I know we get a lot of people asking about that. This is really education for the BeatStars platform. So unfortunately, no banter. That's for Wednesdays with me and Dream Life. So just good education. So all right, cool. Let's see. We're getting some more people in here. What up? What up? What up? What up? Lima in the house. Norma Prods. Persist Music. Be Done. Cloud9. Good seeing everybody. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. So Lee, can we pull up? Actually, I can pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm gonna take a look at something real quick. Head PD in the house. What's up, man?
What's up, everyone?
Still drinking coffee at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's bad, man.
Well, I had to drive 6 hours this weekend, so I'm tired. All right, we're gonna pull this up right here. We're gonna take a look at a post that we made recently. We're gonna dive in on that post. All right, share my screen. We're going to pick a Chrome tab. I don't think we need audio, but I'm still going to click it anyway. All right. Let me know when you can see my screen, sir.
Yep.
All right. All right, guys. So we made a post, what was this, 3 days ago? A great post, too, at that by the social media team. And it's basically choose your path to success. So as you can see, we have 3 tiers of pricing. So obviously your first tier is going to be free. So this is for sellers that want to start their business and have access to limited features. So you are limited to 10 tracks. That includes drafts. It used to be a 70-30 split in your favor, but since COVID happened, we've made a lot of changes to kind of help the community, and you now keep 100%. So every plan, you keep 100% of the money you make. So there should be no excuse if you haven't got started on BeatStars to not at least get started with a free account. Yes, you're limited to 10 tracks, but you do have the ability to keep 100%. So then the second plan would be the marketplace plan. So as we broke it down, for sellers who want to grow their business and have access to advanced features. So it's $9.99 a month. You can pay yearly. I believe it comes down to like $95.88 for the year. And this is going to give you 50 tracks. You keep 100%, and you're able to utilize some of the tools on the platform that you're not able to with the free. And obviously with the pro page, you get everything. So that would be the next tier. And that's, you get your pro page, you get every single integration that comes with the pro page. And we'll dive into all that. But basically that's $19.99 a month, or you can pay yearly. It comes out to, I think, $179.88. So it's like $180, which equals about $15 a month. Like I tell people, pay yearly and you can literally make one unlimited sale of a non-exclusive license and make your money back for the year. So that's how I would look at things, or you can break it down into smaller sales, whatever you need to do. But I would definitely set goals to understand how you can make your money back. And you should be able to do it fairly quickly, in my opinion, if you're implementing things that we're going to show you. So yeah, Lee, anything you want to add into this post? I think this was a really cool post, kind of give everybody an overview of what we have to offer. And I would love to break it down, for each one of these plans.
Yeah, no, I saw the post too myself, and I thought it was great. And yeah, like, you've explained the differences between each one definitely really well. So, we can go into them a bit more and show the guys, a bit more about these plans and what we have to offer with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, where was I? BeatStars. Here we go. So yeah. So again, so if people in the chat or wherever they're watching at, you have a free account. Obviously, like I said, you're able to have 10 tracks total, and that includes drafts. So if you make 9 drafts and then go to post a live track, it's going to tell you hit your max. So just understand that, like, it does count for the drafts. So keep that in mind. You do only get 2 licenses. You get 1 exclusive and 1 non-exclusive. So you can only really have 2 options on the free account. So it's definitely a great way to get started and just test out the marketplace and check out some of the features and the community. But obviously with the next plan up, you get a little bit more. And let's actually go to.
Yeah, I think the free plan is great for people that are a bit unsure and they just want to test the waters. And like you say, they could sign up and make one unlimited sale, and that pays for their subscription for a pro page plan for the year. So I think that's great.
Exactly, man. So here's like a rundown of kind of everything that comes with. So like we said, with the free plan, it's 10 tracks. You can add stems. That's included with everything. Kits, you can't. Custom services, you can't. Free pro page sales revenue. Obviously, the only one that's going to get that is the pro page plan. So you can go to BeatStars.com/pricing. You kind of look over all this, but you'll be able to see that. So the marketplace commission 0 for everybody. So that used to be different. So we used to have 30% from the free accounts, but right now it's 0. So there's no reason you shouldn't be on here, even with a free account. With the embeddable Blaze players, you only get 1. It's unlimited with the paid plans. Monthly messages obviously changes depending on your plan. Agreements, like I said, you only get 2. You get 1 of each. With this plan, you get 4. Obviously, the unlimited plan, you get unlimited. So, as you see, ours is active. We have an unlimited plan, obviously. But you can take a look, BeatStars.com/pricing, and you can kind of see and compare the different features that come, with each plan. And like I said, here's the monthly. Now you can switch it to yearly. And then you see, I was right. Okay, $95.88 for the marketplace plan for a year, $179.88. So I see a lot of producers selling, these unlimited licenses for anywhere between $150 and $200. You make one of them, you paid for your year. So just an interesting way to look at it. I would definitely check out this page to get a better understanding. But yeah, just wanted to point out all the pricing tiers and kind of, the things that you get with it. All right. A bit bigger. Second. There we go. All right. I'm waiting for this to load. Hang on 1 second. Oh, did load. All right. So, give this 1 second. Okay. So, Lee, where do you think we should start today, man? Any specific things that you want to take a look at?
No, I mean, we've been covering quite a lot of stuff through our weekly academy meetings that we've been doing. I know it's a lot of people have been asking for us to go through the studio app or the studio section. I don't know if we're able to do that today, but I don't know what else you had planned for going through today. I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I wanted to go over the plan to just show the pricing on everything,
Yeah.
so people understand like what they can and can't get. So obviously, I think the best thing is showing them everything that comes with, with the pro page plan. We kind of went over all this stuff last week, but I think it's good. It's good for people who maybe are already on the platform and maybe haven't dived into unlimited yet, or even people who haven't joined. I think showing them that the rate that people are paying, if you pay yearly, it's $15 a month, and what you get for it is pretty insane, in my opinion.
Definitely.
You keep 100% of your money. You get unlimited tracks, unlimited sound kits, unlimited services, unlimited everything pretty much. You can use every single one of these different integrations, all these other integrations. Some are extra fees, per, whatever the third-party company is, but there's a ton of stuff that you can use. I mean, I think the biggest thing when you buy the pro page plan, is obviously you get your pro page. So there's a ton of stuff in here. That I think a lot of people overlook. So do you want to take us through? I mean, I know you use this too. You want to use your page? I think we used your page last week. I think it was a little bit better. than me showing the BeatStars page, just because you're a producer and it's, it makes more sense in my opinion.
Yeah, you just want to show it on the main platform, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go through the pro page stuff again. I know people are asking about the MailChimp integration and a lot of other things. So we'll go through all that.
Let me just see. Do you have to open a separate?
Yeah. So what you have to do is you hit share screen, and then you have to go over to the Chrome tab, and it's the third tab to the right. Click Chrome tab, and then you got to have a window open and pick from there.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let me know if you can see it. Is it sharing?
Hold on, I got to add it to the stream. Yep, there you go.
Cool. Right, let me just minimize that because I can't see myself now.
It is all right.
I can figure that out. Oh, we'll just do it like that. That's all right. It was just so I could just see some of the comments and see.
I'm going to make this bigger too so people can see it larger. There we go.
You can see it, right? Let me just open it.
I don't know why it's so zoomed in on your quick stats though.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, we'll just do it like this. It's cool. Right, yeah. So the first page you'll come to when you log in is your main dashboard, which there's a lot of information, a lot of stuff that you can go through here. Just to get started, you've got all your stats stuff showing up here, and just some other really helpful, quick links that you can get to, latest sales if you needed to see them. Just all these. You can also manage these too. You can move them around and you can hide them if you don't want them there. Bring them back if you want. You can customize them so you can bring certain things back and move them around. I believe this one's fixed, right, Mike?
That one's fixed. So you're not gonna be able to move that, and that's more or less announcements from us and stuff that we want the community to see. Can you highlight that latest tabs and latest sales tab widget and the importance with that with the messaging feature?
Yes, this one here.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So the really cool thing about this is if you can go to your latest sales and you can get access to them straight here, and you can directly message them straight away from this section, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, guys, this is a perfect opportunity to thank each one of your customers for purchasing from you. It's a perfect opportunity to send them a coupon code for their next sale. We'll cover coupon codes and discounts in a second. It's a great way to do a lot of things. So don't overlook this feature. I would actually probably take that widget. Can you actually do it on your account, man, and show them how it moves and make it the first one right next to the, you should be able to just, arrange order, and you should be able to just slide that up to the second one. Yep. And then hit, there you go. Oh, wait, it didn't do it.
Oh, no, it didn't do it. Hold on, let me try it again.
Try it again. Should just go right in there. No, that's weird. Try dragging late. Yeah, try exactly. There you go. Yeah, so what you have to do is drag from the place that you want and drag it. So as you can see that his latest sales is up there. I would recommend everybody to have that there. I think this is the most important. Yes, if you haven't made a sale, then yes, it probably won't be as important, but I still think you should have it there for when you start generating sales and you have that information in front of you, because it's a great way to keep customers happy. It's a great way to upsell. It's a great way to offer discounts. It's a great way to do a lot of things. So if you have no sales yet, I get it. But I would actually get in the habit of setting your dashboard up this way, just so when you do that, you don't forget.
Definitely. Just a quick question, Mike. Can people still see us?
No. So what I did was I took off the screen where we were on it, because what happened was it was us and then the screen. So your screen looked super small.
Right. Okay. No, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah. So when you click that email button there, that actually opens your email app on your laptop, computer, phone, wherever you are. So so that's cool. So this is a really, really cool section here. I use this section quite a lot. Stats. You can change it from weekly to monthly to yearly. You can even customize it. I believe there's a section. I think you have to go customize, so you can get a custom stuff up there. And then if you want to go into more detail, your stats, you can click on that, and it will take you to all your stats. And you can click on each of these ones, and that will show you specific information about the stats mentioned above there, which is really cool. I like that feature a lot.
Yeah, I love that feature.
Yeah, that's great. You can also see notifications. So there is a hell of a lot of information. So I would just suggest to go through this and customize it, like Mike said, to suit you. You know, the kind of stuff that you would be. In fact, that's actually moved back. That's kind of weird. But anyway, figure that out. So yeah, customize this. So the kind of stuff that you would be using more often, you know, like this sales one that Mike just run over there. Yeah, it's great. I think it's brilliant.
Yep.
Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. So the opportunity section, I think everybody should be paying attention to. We're rolling out some new opportunities that will be on your dashboard as well. Maybe move that up. We're gonna have some other really cool stuff coming, and it's something that I'm personally looking at and working with Dev and rest of the team as well to really improve that function of the site. But yeah, we're gonna have some cool stuff. So keep an eye on that, guys. Definitely submit. We're going through stuff, and more stuff will be coming.
Yeah. Did you want to go into that to show them the current opportunities, or?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, let's show them. I don't think we went over that last week.
There we go. So we've got two currently. This one changes every week, I believe.
It does.
It's a playlist.
Yeah, I think it's a bi-weekly show they do. I don't think he does it every Friday. I think it's twice a month. So you can submit tracks, and Abe will go through the tracks live. I believe it's on Fridays. I'll double check that, but I believe it's on Fridays. And basically, if he likes your beat, he'll buy it.
Yeah, that's cool. I think these are great. Sunday Sounds is another good one too. I believe they go live with whoever they pick.
Yep.
And I think you kind of show people your tracks, your best ones and stuff like that. So that's a really cool one if you guys want to send in some opportunities in there. So I would check both of these out for sure. And like Mike said, we should be adding some more too. Yeah,
we have some other stuff coming. We're working with a lot of different artists, different producers, different labels, obviously our own internal things that we're working on. But there's going to be a lot of opportunities to work with different artists and producers and just do cool things. They're all usually free. I say usually because there might be a time where you have to purchase like a lease or something. But I believe we're getting away completely from, a lot of like any type of paid challenges or contests. So I believe like almost all this stuff should be free. So just keep an eye on it. But the majority of it should be. I want to say like 95% of it. So
yeah, I would definitely keep an eye on this section because I think it's a section that people probably skip past because probably don't really know what it means. But make sure you go and check these things out. Like Mike said, there's going to be stuff being added and some other things that's going to be going on in this section too. So definitely check this out. I check it out correctly myself too, and I see stuff moving and changing all the time. So it's really cool, to keep yourself updated with what's going on. So
exactly, yeah. And so Buy My Beat Fridays is every other Friday at 4, and I believe he just did it this past Friday. So it wouldn't be this week; it'd be the following week. And I think that's why the end date is on 5/22. Yeah. So just like I said, keep an eye on that, and then you would know when the day is. So
cool. Anything else you wanted to speak about this section, Mike?
No, just keep your eye on it. You can click the close tab too. Just so they can see that.
Oh yeah, see the ones that have been,
yeah. So you'll be able to see stuff that's closed as well that we've had in the past. So like we had something for an intro song for our new Beat the Block podcast. We had something for Ruboy, who's an artist that we signed. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. So there's gonna be more coming. So just keep that in mind.
Cool. It's really cool.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Oh, so there might be some future ones being shown in there too eventually, maybe.
Yep.
That's cool.
Let's check out some. I know last week we didn't go as in depth with stats. I'd like to. I mean, if you don't mind, if not, I can see maybe we can pull up my my account if need be. But
no, stats is cool.
Yeah, I just want you to explain and show like how in depth the stats are. Like, I want people to realize that you can look at your analytics and you can find out where your customers are coming from, who your biggest fans are, what countries they're in, stuff like that. I think it's really important. I think people might overlook that.
Definitely. Probably find that I'm my biggest fan in this case because I listen to a lot of my tracks.
But you should be.
Exactly. You should be your biggest fan. So, yeah. So this is something that I kind of wasn't really using so much. And not more so until recently. I think I put a story on my Instagram actually about it. Just realizing, how much information is actually being shown here. and what you can do with this information. It's actually absolutely crazy. Just from like what your top tracks are, what people are listening to the most, where they're coming from, your top fans. You can see most of mine are guests. For some reason, BeatStars is playing my tracks too, which is kind of cool. I appreciate that, whoever that is.
Probably me.
But yeah, I mean, this is great. I mean, this is just this week. So, you can see I've had it. So just to clarify too, so the week, if you're looking at weekly, which is something that I had to figure out, it starts from Sunday. So for anyone that didn't know that, so your week starts from Sunday. So if you wanted to figure that out. So I've had 207 plays on my account since yesterday, which is kind of cool. And I didn't really know this before, and I didn't really know where they were coming from. So this is definitely a good place to find out this information. So I would definitely not, make sure that you are checking this, if not daily, weekly, at least, I would say. It can help in many ways, for argument's sake, if you've got tons of people, listening to one particular track, that kind of gives you an idea of what, people like on your account within your page. And you could maybe, like, I don't know, cater your tracks more to that kind of style, or if you're, running adverts, you can run adverts based on these stats that you're seeing here, which is really, really cool. Also, you can see where they're all coming from, which I think is which I also think is another great feature, because
huge
gives you an idea of where your fan base is. I mean, as you can see, most of mine are from the United States, which is kind of what I expected. But there's some other countries that I would never even imagine I was getting listens to. I mean, Netherlands, Russia, Spain. I mean, I never knew. Look, I mean, Switzerland, India, Korea. There's tons of, I'd never thought that these people from these countries were listening to my tracks, and that's just this week. So
can you go to a custom date range, show them how to do the custom, and let's do January 1st, 2020 through May 11th, 2020. I'm about to say it's April. April still. And let's let's see your year to date. I'm interested to see, and I want to dig into, some of these places and how you can take this information and really build with it.
Yeah, let me just change that. I haven't got 2029. That's in the future,
guys. After this, we'll show you how to get your free downloads in your sales information. It's
yeah,
really,
and that's
just hang tight.
That's really cool, that one. So let me load this report. There you go. It's pretty quick too. So so this is from.
Oh, you did a year. Okay.
Yeah, so we can do a year. I've done a year. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, man, whatever you want to do.
So as you can see, from May the 16th, 2019 to May the 16th, 2020, which is that today? I'm losing track of time and dates. So you can see I've had 28,283 plays, which is kind of cool. You can see the top tracks, like we said before. 12,500 guests. And
just explain to people what that means. The guests are pretty much people who don't have a BeatStars account. It's just
people. So this will be people that don't have BeatStars accounts. Yeah. So these are just which is good, because it means people, unique visitors are coming to your account, which is really cool. Again, you can see where they're coming from. I mean, it gives you a really good idea. This is really, really good when creating adverts. If you're using some sort of marketing platform to do your adverts and stuff. I mean, this is great. You can see the majority of my listeners are coming from United States. You can also see what sources too. So this information comes from ProPage. It's not as well. It's not just Marketplace. So you can see where the majority of your traffic coming from. As you can see, most of mine comes from the Marketplace, which is good.
That is
good. That is interesting. So that means a lot of people that are coming to the platform
are finding
me, which is really good.
Because if you have a pro page, guys and girls, in my opinion, that really should be your main traffic driver, because you control everything that happens in your stores. So the traffic that comes from your pro page is stuff that you're driving. So nothing against Lee. His is the marketplace, which is great. But The only thing with the marketplace is if I'm on the marketplace and I'm looking for a beat and I stumble across Levi's page, aka Lee, and I'm listening to one of his tracks. After that track's done playing, it's not necessarily going to play one of his tracks. It's going to play something that is relatable to the content that I'm listening to. So the point of the marketplace, from my perspective, is we want people to stay on as long as possible. We want them to find exactly what they're looking for. It doesn't matter, who the producer is, who the member is. It's about finding that piece of content that they're searching for, that they like, and that the system will find and play them more stuff like that. So you run the potential on the marketplace, which obviously, as you can see, he's getting a ton of traffic. It's his top source. It's very beneficial, and you should use it, and it should be something that's part of your marketing. But if you have your own third-party website with like a embedded Blaze player on it, or you have a pro page, you really should be working on ways to make that your number one source of traffic, because then when they go to your pro page, they go to your third-party site with an embedded Blaze player, they're staying on it. And, it's your own store. And I use this analogy all the time, and I probably use it on every one of these shows, but it's like, think of the marketplace as like a giant mall. And inside that mall is just a ton of stores, and people are walking around and checking out different things, and they see something that piques their interest. They're going to go here. They're going to go there. So think of it like that. And then think of your pro page or your third-party site as like, your own standalone store, whatever it is, in its own parking lot. And people are coming to that store to see you. So just make sure you really put a lot of your attention and time on driving people to the pro page or your third-party site, so you can really hone in and really, really dive in, because that's where you can get more analytics, not just here. You can get your Facebook pixel. You can get your Google Analytics. You can get all these things that are integrated through the pro page. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's something I need to do. I've only started to do that recently. That's all just, general traffic. That's without me actually promoting anything or doing ads. So I've been doing that recently. So hopefully I should see that increase. But I'm still impressed by that figure. I mean,
huge.
Yeah, I mean,
it's huge, man.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that.
It's free. It's free traffic, man. That's why I tell people. It's free traffic. It's traffic that's being driven not only by yourself, but by the BeatStars staff and marketing team, by other producers, by just other random people. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's being driven by so many different places, and the marketplace is 1,000 trillion billion gazillion % important. I'm not saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the marketplace, and it's great. But basically, at the end of the day, if you have a pro page or a third-party site, more of the pro page, because there's more integrations that is already included with it that makes it easy for you. It just gives you the opportunity to really control your destiny, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can do whatever you need to do to drive traffic there, and then you have all the power to look at all those analytics and understand. With the marketplace, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you don't really know how they landed there. You're not really sure how they came about your beats. You're not, there's a few things you're not going to be able to verify. With the pro page, you can really go back and dig in deeper, especially if you have your pixel set up and other stuff that you can look at. So just keep that in mind.
Definitely, I totally agree.
Awesome.
Anything else you wanted to touch on this section here, Mike?
What are we in? Are we in stats or sales? Let's go to sales real quick, and then go over to let's show them the tab for the free downloads. I know I saw people asking about that. Would you suggest getting a pro page, even though if you have your own WordPress CMS website? Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to tell you yes, because I want you to use the pro page because I think it's amazing. But I know numerous people that actually have both. They use their pro page, and then they also use their third-party website with an embeddable Blaze player for things, and they test things out. Yeah, I think it's super important. And once we show you a lot of the integrations that come with the pro page, I think you'll understand where we're coming from. All right, so if you go, can you show them how you get there real quick too? Because I was talking.
So
yep, my media,
sales, customers.
Click the customers tab, and then you can
have an option. Yeah. You can change it to download, sign up. So sign-ups, I believe, if it's loading up. Oh yeah, I've only got a couple in there. So this is where all your free downloads are coming from, your emails. Now, obviously, if you have your MailChimp integrated or your Aweber, they will also populate there. But if you haven't and you're manually emailing or doing some email marketing, this is where you can get that information from. So this is really handy. You can, put this onto it. You can actually download it too. So you can export this file and put it into a document, and you can, email all these people that are downloading your free content, and you can, give them some discount codes, or let them know about any new tracks that you've released, or do whatever you want, really. Promote, your social media accounts, whatever you want to do with these emails. So anyone that didn't know where you get your free download emails from, this is where you get them from. Now, something that that appears quite often, people say that they've selected to not allow their free downloads as anonymous guests. Now, if you see this guest section here, this doesn't mean that you've not set up your your downloads to be able to be downloaded as anonymous guest. This just means that these are people that haven't got BeatStars accounts. So they're still having to enter their email addresses to get your your free content. But they're not anonymous guest downloads, just to clarify that, because we see that quite often in support. People see that as a guest and they think, oh, like, I never set that up as a guest being able to download free content. But if you had anonymous guests, you wouldn't actually see any information in here, because they don't have to input any information to get free content. If that just to clarify that up a little bit.
No, great information. Yeah, guys, you can utilize this information for a ton of things. The biggest thing that jumps out to me is, well, there's a couple things that jump out to me, but obviously, including them in your emails, sending specific emails one by one if you really want to, and really build out relationships. And obviously, you can implement it into Ads Manager on Facebook and Instagram. Pop in all those emails. As long as they have like a social media account attached to that email, it will find them on social media. So when you serve them ads, paid ads through Instagram and Facebook, it will find their accounts and put the content right in front of them. So, and you can do it in a way where it's just nonchalantly. It's not like in your face, buy my stuff. It's just ways of warming up audiences and touching people who've already visited your content to get them hip to what you're working on. So
just creating conversations with them, you don't necessarily have to force sales in front of them. You can start a conversation with them and offer them some advice, or trying to offer them some value, and just building a conversation with them. Even if it's just a message saying, I appreciate you downloading my free content. I hope you like it. You can even ask for some feedback if you want, because it's always good to get some feedback about your tracks. But I mean, the fact that they've actually downloaded that track says that they must like it in the first place. But just in general, just create conversations with them. So, there's so much stuff you can do with this information. So it was good to point it out, Mike, definitely, for sure.
Absolutely. No, great point. So yeah, guys, that's how you get that information. You can obviously see your regular sales too. It's not just the free downloads, but that will have all your information in there. So any questions that are relevant to what we're going over in the chat? In any chat, we can see every chat. So please let us know if you have any questions about the sales information, your free downloads. You showed them that too, the download button there. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to click on that. It takes a while for it to process I believe, but maybe it won't work because we're streaming. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so it's automatically downloading. So you click on that and it will just download it automatically. You can see that's downloaded.
Yep.
Down here. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not.
Dig sample beats. Nice. Emails to spam your new beats. No, that's the most horrible way of looking at this, or sell them to a third party. That's against the law. So don't do either of those things. You should be looking at this as a way to build out real relationships. This isn't about getting emails and spamming people. That way of marketing doesn't work. So if anyone told you it does, it doesn't work.
It's a communication tool. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can you can tell people that maybe you've uploaded some new content, especially if you're offering free content. Personally, myself, all of my tracks I offer as free download. So, and that's basically just to collect as many emails as I possibly can.
Yep.
So that's something that's a really cool thing to do. It's something I never used to do, but I started to do very recently. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I wouldn't be spamming people content. One, like you say, it's illegal, and two, it's not really a best way to build relationships with people, for sure. You'll just, in fact, in the end, you'll probably just get people unsubscribed from your mailing list or whatever. So.
No, I agree. I don't even think you should be emailing people off of these lists like, hey, here's my new beats, buy them. I think you should find creative ways of doing what you do as a creator and offer things to people for free. Give them more free stuff. Hey, here's a new tutorial. Hey, here's a new a new PDF file of best practices. Here's this, here's that. It's better to be, giving people valuable information and making yourself really stick out to them than just being that person who's just emailing someone over and over again, like buy my beats. So think about how you're approaching people and how you like to be approached, and look at it from that, so.
Definitely. And most of the information that you can offer people is free. The information you can find yourself, and just, you can offer this information to people that they might not be, know about. There may be some stuff that you're aware of that you can offer these people that information, and it's a really good way to start creating conversations. Sure.
Exactly. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's rock on to let's go. You
wanted to show people the free downloads. Oh no, that was that. But there was another way on stats that you could find.
Yeah, go ahead. Show them
some free downloads too. So you can click on. So all of these links that are highlighted here, you can find out all the stats for. So likes, reposts, follows, comments, replies. So there's people that's replied to your comments. Mentions, if anyone's mentioned you on any social media, and free downloads too. I use that one quite often. So where else did you want to go, Mike? So yeah, I just wanted to show people that
you're fine.
It wasn't just plays. You could actually get stats on. There's a lot of information you can find out in that section.
Absolutely. Let's go. I wanted to go over to the pro page setup just so we can go through all that.
Sure.
All right. So let them know what we're looking at here. So this is basically where you would go if you have a pro page. Obviously, you can click that top button that says Open Pro Page 2. That will take you to your pro page. So if you guys are not, and girls are not familiar with pro page, if you're subscribed to this plan, basically whatever your BeatStars username is, it will be that.beatstars.com will be your pro page. So Levi Beats would be levibeats.beatstars.com. And that's kind of how the pro page works. So for our BeatStars pro page, it's literally beatstars.beatstars.com, just so you get the gist of how it works. But you can get a custom domain, and I'm pretty positive that Levi has one, as you can see right here. So just talk to him about that, man, how you set that up, kind of, why you'd want to do that in your opinion, and then we can kind of dive into like the Favicon and all these little things that go with it to really help brand yourself.
Well, this just makes it a little bit more personal to yourself. I mean, I don't see any problem having the levibeats.beatstars.com, but for the cost of actually getting a domain name, especially if you're using GoDaddy, I would definitely suggest. I'm not saying use GoDaddy. There's other companies out there that you can use, but GoDaddy is very good and it's very easy to set up. And the instructions, our video actually uses GoDaddy as a reference, for settings and stuff. So, and you can pick up custom domain names fairly cheaply. And we supply the SSL on our side as well. So you don't have to, buy the SSL through GoDaddy. So we supply that on our side. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. It's one of the first things I did when I got a pro page. I think it's really cool. People can see it's like you touched briefly there. It's about branding too, So having your own personal. It's like having a personal email address. That's another cool feature that you get with GoDaddy too. You depending, I think, what package you get, you can actually have your own personal email. So that's another cool feature about having a custom domain name. It's all about branding around who you are. You can use your personal name or your artist name or whatever it is you've got there. And I think it's great. And for anyone that has got that already and they want to learn how to set that up, if you go to this pro page setup page, you can just click on this and that will take you to a video that explains to you how you can do that. And it's a step-by-step process of how you can set up your custom domain name to forward to your pro page, which is really simple. I think you touched on it last week, Mike. It takes sometimes it can take a couple of hours. Sometimes it may take up to 48 hours and so on. Yeah. Just depends.
Yeah, if you're implementing a custom domain, just keep that in mind. It's not an instant thing. It usually takes a couple hours. I've seen it even take 48 to 72 hours just to kind of kick in. But if you have any problems with that, you can email support@beatstars.com. But just keep in mind it's not instant, and have some patience with it.
Yep. There's also some, whenever you see these little highlighted text you can click on that, and that gives you some, I think that takes you to a tutorial video as well, which helps you learn to understand how to customize your pro page. I think that one we might be updating, because I think we've changed a few things since. Yeah, just look out for these little key features that we offer. Here's your favicon, and this is really cool. I like this. This is what shows up here. And also, if you send a link to someone, so your pro page link, this will show up too. Correct. I believe Correct. That's what happens. It gives you the dimensions, preferred, and then there's a minimum. And I believe there's also a template that you can download, which actually helps. So that's for Photoshop. So anyone that's got Photoshop, you can download a template and create your own favicon, which is really good.
Can you show them on your pro page or your website / pro page what it looks like, just so they have an idea?
Yeah. Let me know when you can see it.
Oh, you know what you're going to have to do, man? You're going to have to unshare and then reshare.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to pick that. It's the only downfall about swapping tabs. Or wait, you could probably just use this tab and go up to the bar and go. Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should be able to just type it in, I think, and hit enter on this tab that you're on. It should stay on this one. Well, he does this. A couple guys and girls in the chat. I just gave a couple of you VIP to our channel, so congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Cloud9, Norma, Be Done. I think all you guys are VIPs now.
Has that worked, Mike? Do you know?
Yep. I can see.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah. So this is what a pro page can look like. This is fully customizable too. You can, as you can see, I've got my own personal video. You don't have to have a video there. You can have a static image. Some people prefer static image, if I can get my words out correctly. Some people just prefer that. I kind of like that. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but I kind of do. This is what a pro page can look like. So as you can see, that's my favicon image, but you can change that if you don't want that there. You've got all these menus. You can select these. You can move them around. You can disable some of them. In fact, let me just log in quickly and I can just show them a couple of little things here.
Yes, please. Yeah, I would love for them to just see how they can easily change menus and things like that. And again, if you guys, girls, have a pro page, you can do all this. If you don't have one, whether you're on a free account, you're not a member or marketplace membership, definitely suggest being able to utilize all these tools. So that's why we love showing you guys what the pro page looks like.
Definitely.
And kind of what you can get from it. So.
And you can go to BeatStars.beatstars.com to check out, BeatStars pro page. If you want to get an idea of what one can look like, you'll see we have merchandise and all sorts of stuff on there too. So it's similar to this. So this will be all the customization options that you've got. So as you can see, there's tons of stuff that you can customize here. And we're going to be, updating this every so often to bring more features and more customization options available to you guys. So let me just touch on a couple of things that you can actually customize here. Just talking about the menu links up the top there. So as you can see, they automatically disappear straight away, so you can disable them, enable them. You can move them around. Let me just move one. So if you wanted Beats to be the first menu, I have to do it the other way around. There you go. As you can see, Beats has moved now. So there's so much stuff you can do. You can cater it to whatever you want to cater it to.
Yep. Everything is fully customizable, from your graphics to, if you want video motion, to colors, to a round theme, a circular theme, menus, everything.
Yep. There's so much stuff you can customize here. Audio visualizer, color. You can. What was the other thing? I wanted to show them something else.
Lee, is there the actual template sizes? Are they in there back on the pro page? Or are they right here for the actual pro page, so they know what sizes to create for images?
Yeah, so website logos, there you go. So that would be that image up here.
Yep.
So it tells you the recommended sizes. So as you can see, that's 50 pixels maximum height, 120 pixels maximum width, double your value for better quality for JPEG and PNG. So these are recommended sizes. These are maximum recommended sizes. So I would definitely suggest sticking with these sizes. You can go smaller. Larger will still work, but you'll notice that either the image will be less quality or it will be disproportionate. So it'll be the wrong size and it just won't look right. So that's why we've highlighted these specific recommendations. So just follow these the best you can. I would personally myself.
Can you show them how to take off the search bar? Like you don't have one. I personally hate the search bar. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's not a good tool to have, but I would rather have something featured like you do and then really focus in on the graphics and rest of the page. I think the search bar just gets in the way of that. But if you disagree, you're in luck because you can keep it if you want. So that's
that's the cool thing about it. You know, you have the option to choose it. Some people, you know, it's preferential. You know, it's preferential to what you want to stick with. Personally, I don't like it. And the only reason why I don't like it is because I have this video here. But if you have like a less intrusive kind of background and there is space for it to be there and maybe some of your images are, you know, to the side or whatever, it is a kind of cool feature to have. But another reason why I don't have it personally is because people still have the option when they're visiting your page to use the search function up the top here. So you have that search function in the menu link. So to me, it doesn't really make much sense having both. But I mean, you know, having the search button there is a lot more bigger than that one. So it's more, you know, you can see it a little bit more. But I can show them how you can add that. So if you go to home page background, just so you know too, if you have a background color, you can decide to dim the image or the video, and you'll see it acts instantly. So you can see there it's dimmed a little bit. I kind of like it to be a bit more intrusive.
I like it.
Yeah, okay, I think it's kind of cool. I use that quite a lot over a lot of stuff. So, oh no, sorry, it's the wrong menu. Sorry, guys.
You should go to home. It's homepage.
It's this one here, homepage, main text and buttons.
Yep, there you go.
So as you can see, I've currently got nothing selected. So these are the options that you have. So on the block theme, so if anyone's still using the block theme, actually you can use all of these on block theme. Shortcut buttons only used to be applicable to block theme, but now you can have that on the round theme if you're using the round theme pro page. So you can have shortcut buttons. So if you want to send people to a specific section on your site, I have merchandise and beat packs currently selected, but I don't actually use this. But you can change these if you decide to use these shortcut buttons. You can click anyone, as you can see there. It's changed instantly, whatever you want to add there. And this is the search bar that Mike was talking about. So as you can see, it's kind of quite intrusive. So if you had, like I said, if you didn't have this image in the background, smack bang in the middle, and you had some images either side, you could use this search function if you wanted to. And again, you know, I don't like this personally, but it's, you know, whatever you want to choose. I choose to stick with none.
Yeah, I like none better too. I don't know.
But the options there, you can also add text in there. So I think I showed some people last week. I had like a 20% off coupon code. So if you wanted to, you know, share a coupon code or, you know, try some cool marketing tricks to drag people in, offer some features or, you know, a bit of information, you can type that in there. Let me just type something in. I don't know. Let me just type that in. Ooh.
If you have hundreds of thousands or hundreds, or I think you said hundreds of thousands, I'm like, holy cow. If you got hundreds or thousands of beats, the search bar is probably helpful. 100%. But I'll show you what else you can do to search, and I'll show you actually how I search for specific things.
So as you can see, that's picked up there. You can change the text color if it's not to suit your brand. But as you can see, that doesn't really work for me because I have that intrusive video that shows up there. So let me get rid of that. Cool. Was there anything else you wanted to?
Yeah. So let's say we don't have the search bar, which you don't.
Yep.
And I still want to search for tracks. So let's click up top where it says, what is it, beats or tracks? I don't know how you have it labeled. You can customize that.
Yep.
All right. So you can see that on this page where your actual beats are. And this is, if you're worried about people searching and not be able to find stuff, I would send them to just directly to this beats page, not the homepage. But what I do specifically is, if I'm looking for something for my artist and I know he wants something slow, I'll search by BPM, and why preset BPM so important. So can you just hit like the down arrow on the all BPM? So right there, you can actually go and see all the BPMs of all the tracks that Levi has up. So I can figure out, okay, I want this speed. This is what we're looking for. And then I can kind of eliminate the ones that are like over, say, like 100. Like, I don't want anything faster than 100. I know I can cross those off the list. And I can do it that way. But it's not just that. You can do it by moods and genres, and you can sort all different ways. So this is a really cool tool as well for your customers to have, and they still have the search bar up top as well. So there's still the ability to do it without cluttering the homepage. And again, that's my personal opinion. I don't really like it on the homepage. You might, and that's whatever works best for you. That's what you need to make a decision on. And I'd say test it out and just kind of see what happens and what works best.
Definitely. And just to touch on what you said there, Mike, it goes back to the point we spoke about before, with your metadata on your tracks. That's why it's so important to add your BPM and your moods and stuff like this, because this enables people to find stuff,
Yep.
A lot easier. So if you're not, utilizing this, you've got more chance of people, oh, okay, so I'm searching for a bouncy kind of track, and that'll bring up all of the tracks that you selected as bouncy. As you can see, I've got quite a few here. So it just makes it easier for the customer and your client to find what they're looking for.
Exactly. No, 100%. Somebody's asking in chat that's relevant to what we're going over is, how do you add the YouTube section?
Okay, so to add that, firstly, you would need to add that onto your account. So let me go back to BeatStars. We can just go back and forwards. It's no problem. We have to figure out how we can do. Maybe there must be a way just to share your screen rather than a particular page. The hell?
Yeah, you should be able to bounce around.
Yeah. So firstly, you would need to add your YouTube channel onto your account. So to do that, you would go to the U section, click account settings, and then you want to go to add your social media links. And this is where you will find your social media links. So you can add your Instagram. This is the stuff that pops up on your page: SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So this is where you would need to do this first. So it says, please enter your username only and not your channel. So you would need to get that, what your username is, put that in there, save the link, and that would then, I think it may take some time for that to populate within your account. I'm not quite sure how quickly that appears. I think it may take a little while, so give it a few hours or so. But if you have any issues with that, just contact support again. Then once you've done that, you would need to then head to your pro page, log in as I'm already logged in, select the customization menu, and then you would go down to, there is a section that says homepage sections. And then you can see there is a YouTube section there. So you'd need to make sure that that is highlighted. So as you can see, my one's highlighted.
Yep.
Once you've done that, it will then appear somewhere on your account, wherever you choose for it to appear. Now you can move that if you want to. So you can move all of these around. So if you wanted, for some unknown reason, you wanted your YouTube section to be right at the top, you can have it above your license. I would always suggest to make sure that you have your licensing info first. I don't know if that's something that you would suggest to, Mike.
Yes, I would have that first for sure.
Definitely. This one, your tracks you can't move, that's fixed, but you can move these around. But I would always suggest to have your licensing straight underneath your tracks section.
Exactly.
For sure.
This is why also too it's important for your licenses on Pro page. You see how he has his pricing set up and everything's there. This is why I always preach about when you're uploading your tracks to just stick to the licenses and the pricing you stuck. You can change individual tracks pricing, but if someone comes to your page and looks and sees, okay, 25, 40, 80, 200, and then they click a B and the track's 300, they're like, well, why is this different when the pricing says this? So keep that in mind when you're uploading tracks. It's better just to stick to the licensing that you set up already when you're in your licenses section. Just be careful about changing the prices on a ton of different beats. It could confuse your clientele or potential customers. It does make sense for specific things. Like I go over this every time we talk about this, but example, we had a producer who was making he had a lot of traffic. He looked at his stats, so he had a lot of traffic coming from India, had a lot of like Indian beats, Indian trap beats, like Middle Eastern influence stuff, was getting a lot of traffic, but wasn't converting to sales. We looked at it and we realized that the Indian market, the money conversion was not, obviously, if it was $30 here, it was like $100 there. I don't know the exact conversion, but it was a pretty big gap. So we told the producer specifically, lower your pricing just on those Indian style beats. And where you're getting the traffic from India, he lowered the pricing just on those specific beats, make sales immediately the next day, multiple ones at that. So it's just really knowing the market and knowing who's visiting your page. But that's really the only time I'd be changing pricing on individual beats, just to serve like a market purpose. So just be careful, because if people see these beats here with these prices and then they're all different for everyone, it's going to get really confusing for people. So hopefully that makes sense and I didn't lose anybody.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It was good to highlight that too. And the cool thing about when you're editing and you're in the customization menu on your Pro page, you can actually go back and if you notice something's a bit off with your licensing, or you want to change the featured licensing you've got, you can simply click that edit button, and that will take you to your licensing section on your main account, and you can edit it and come back as you wish and stuff like that. So that's really cool feature. You can do that on a lot of these sections: the merchandise, sound kits, services. You can also go in and change the featured video. So should we touch on that too, Mike, where you would upload your videos to if you wanted to have your YouTube video showing on your account?
Absolutely. We got another question too that's relevant to what we're talking about, but I may not be understanding it. Can you please show where is the option for protect ID contact from YouTube? I've seen this somewhere, but don't remember. Is he asking? Can you clarify? You asking about content ID, or you?
Yeah, I think by the sounds of it, he's talking about YouTube content ID. That's something we used to offer, but due to some complications, unfortunately, we had to remove that.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if we will be bringing it back in the future. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. I know that we're trying to do everything we can to bring these features to you guys, but sometimes in these cases sometimes these things are out of our control, and we're always trying to make sure that we're offering the best features to you guys, and not causing you guys too many more problems. So that was one of the main reasons why we decided to remove that feature, because it was causing more problems and it was actually worth having. So
correct.
But just be aware that we're always trying to bring new features, and just because we're not offering content ID at the moment doesn't mean that we're not going to be offering stuff that's similar to that in the future.
Exactly. Yep. But yeah, let's dive into what you were just talking about before that, though. I just wanted to highlight that and make sure I got the question right.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I think that's what they mentioned anyway. But if that meant anything different, that question, please let us know for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, so if you want to feature some videos on your Pro page, so this stats section is different. The cool thing is people can subscribe straight from here too, which is really cool if they want to. Yeah, so let's go back to BeatStars and show where you can add these videos. The cool thing about adding these videos is you can feature them you can actually link them with an actual track, which is kind of cool.
Yep. They were just asking about that in the chat as well, if it's important or it makes sense. I'd say, yeah, I mean, the feature's there. I'd say using it, but I mean, like, realistically, what it's also pushing is for you to upload your tracks to YouTube and driving back all your links directly to your Pro page or your site or wherever you're driving it. So, yeah, I mean, I think you should be utilizing it. If it's a place you can get free traffic and there's people searching for stuff, I would definitely be using it.
Exactly. It's just another marketing tool, right? So, and like you say, it's free. It's free traffic.
Yep.
So yeah, so if you want to get to your videos, that video that I showed you there that showed up on my pro page, head to my media, select videos, and as you can see, I've not imported all my videos, but I've imported the videos that I wanted to import. And to do that, you would click the plus button, and then you would just paste the URL of your video. So you would grab your URL for your YouTube video, paste it in there, and it will show up all the information. So it's all auto-generated, and then you just click the upload video. So now, but if you wanted to associate that with a track, you would click that button, and then you could associate that with the track, which is really, really cool.
Hell yeah, man!
If you wanted to do that, and then the featured video that you saw on my pro page, like most of the stuff on our platform, if you want to feature anything, you usually see this kind of star button. And you would just basically select which one you wanted to highlight. So as you can see, I had this one selected previously. If I select that one, technically that should update. Let me just check that. It should change. There you go.
Perfect. Looks good, man.
And you can also, go back and change your featured video. So let me just highlight and show you that too. So if you want to,
absolutely,
that would take you straight back to that page, which is just that. As quick as that. So that's so cool. Anything else you wanted to add to that, Mike?
No, we have more questions coming in that are all relevant to stuff we're working on. So I just want to go through them one by one. Let's just make sure we got this right. Is there an option to have only related tracks on your pro page to be your own beats, not other people's beats? So, okay, let me clarify that there because there's some confusion in that question. So on your pro page, only your content will always be showed. So that's your pro page. That's why, I don't know, you might have missed the beginning of the show, but I was preaching basically, if you want traffic to stay on your page, you want to drive them to your pro page or your third-party site with like an embeddable Blaze player. Once they're on your pro page, that's it. Like, it's only your content. So the analogy I used was, think of the pro page or a third-party site with our embeddable player as like your own standalone store with its own parking lot, and people are going there, driving there, getting out, going to that store, and they're getting something in that store. So that's what your pro page would be. And then the marketplace is what you're referring to with the related tracks. That will always give people what is relatable to what they're listening to. The goal of the marketplace is like a mall. It's like, a giant mall with a ton of stores in it with a ton of amazing products. And we're always trying to push people in the way of going to the best products and the best stuff that they're looking for. So that's why you'll never really have your tracks after stuff in the marketplace. That's the way it's set up. So that's why the pro page, and third-party sites are super important, specifically the pro page, because you can control all the traffic that's coming there, and it's only listening to your content or only shopping your services or only grabbing your kits or only buying your merch, all the stuff that you can offer in one place. So just keep that in mind. The next one was, hey, Mike, which is better to promote on the studio app, or not the studio app, excuse me, the studio BeatStars, pretty much our promote system, getting followers or getting plays. Listen, there's no better way of understanding how this stuff will work unless you test it out. And I'm not just saying it for BeatStars. I'm talking about Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, any type of ads that you're doing. If you don't have a lot of experience in, I can give you all the advice in the world, but it might be different from Levi to you. It could be different from you to me. You have to test these things out. And what I would recommend is, taking a small budget and trying both of them out, trying them for a week or two where you're not spending too much money, then coming back and looking at the statistics and saying, okay, these perform better than this. Now you have concrete information that you tested, and you don't have to ask anybody else what they think is a better way, because they might have different statistics than you. They might have a different opinion than you. So I would really, really look into testing this stuff out yourself, because there's no better experience than personal experience, in my opinion.
And everyone's marketing campaigns are slightly different, and it depends. There's a lot of variables to consider, audience, there's so many things to consider. So like Mike said, the best thing to do is to test, because not one size doesn't fit all. In any case, when it comes to marketing and advertising and stuff, you may find that you promote your profile and you're still getting a ton of plays on your tracks, or you're getting a bunch of followers, and that's going towards your stats and stuff, and helping you build your profile and your brand and stuff like that. So there's so many things to consider, you know, where you are at in your career, you know, if you're just starting out, or if you're
exactly,
there's so many things to consider. So the best thing, like Mike said, is to test. I still test to this day, and I've been doing
you
it
have
for a while
to.
now.
I've been running ads for probably 10 years on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and I still test to this day too.
Yeah,
Because not every ad's going to perform well. They're always making updates to ad platforms as well as we are. There's always like an ad platform's always growing and changing. So for now, I would say, and you can spend minimal money. You don't have to, like, you know, the problem is what people do is they'll dump, you know, $100, which may not be a lot to some advertisers, but might be a lot to somebody who doesn't have a huge budget. If you just dump that money and you go through it and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be pretty pissed off and be like, wow, this didn't work. So I would scale at a very low stage to get started, and then seeing what works for you and makes sense. And then, you know, don't scale up crazily, but slowly, but steadily. Like, so advertising is not like, it's not like this like 40-yard dash. Like it's a marathon for sure. And it's something that should, in my opinion, you should be running 24/7, 365. If you have that a budget to do that. And like, you know, to this day, I'm still running Facebook and Instagram ads for an artist of mine that I've managed for 3.5 years, J Tech. And, you know, spend $1 a day, like, you know, on some of these ads. And it's just about bringing new people in, getting more people hip to the brand, and then using all the analytics to remarket. And that's just kind of how we've built. So keep that in mind.
And sometimes you have to run these ads for a while before you start seeing any results. So, you know, there's, like Mike said before, there's so many things to consider. So it's trial and error, test, you know, and test with small amounts. So you're not, you know, going way over your budget.
Exactly. And you have a better understanding too of how stuff works when you do that as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
and I still to this day create ads like you said, and it doesn't work, you know, and previously it might have worked, but for some reason all of a sudden now it doesn't. So you have to, like Mike said, it's always changing. So that goes with any advertising platform.
Yep. I've got one more question I want to answer. Hey guys, thanks for doing this. The video displays incorrect information though. I got more subs used anyway. So this is a known bug, I believe. Lee, if you can touch on that. We don't have to go too far into it, but just clarify if it is a bug and we're working on it. If it is, do we need him to reach out, or will that be fine?
He can reach out. Yeah, best probably to reach out just so we can help you. So just reach out to support@beatstars.com. But just to touch on that briefly, sometimes some of our stats are on different systems. So, and when you're dealing with other platforms too and APIs and stuff, sometimes there may be delays on their side. So it might not always be a BeatStars issue. And to be fair, 9 times out of 10, it's not. So yeah, if you have any issues like that, or it's taking too long for the stats to update, just please reach out to us, and we can take a look into it and see what's going on. But in most cases, just give it a few days. If it's not updated, then, you know, definitely contact us so we can help you.
Yep. One more question. One of my customers that come through the long, I don't know what that means, to the long to me, if they belong to me, I think is what he's saying, come through my email site and MailChimp or some other. I'm a little confused by the question, but I think what you're asking is the customers that you drive, maybe by free downloads or sales, that information belongs to you. That is your information that you can utilize to email and do other things. So, you know, the stuff that you drum up and the stuff that, you know, you're driving that's yours. It's your information.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, so guys, any other questions that are relevant to, you know, the pro page or any like integrations and stuff like that? I just want to make sure, you know, we're getting the questions answered that people have, again, that are relevant to what we're going over, which they've all been. All right. Okay, yeah, I did see that one before. Good call. Okay, so this question's actually coming a few times now. People want to see how to integrate the Facebook Messenger button and how you can do that. So let's go back to the pro page, setup page.
Sure.
And quickly show them. I mean, I don't know if we have to click off and like go on to Facebook, but just explain to them, you know, how to set that up. It's fairly easy, in my opinion. Yeah,
it's fairly easy. When that feature came out, I pretty much set it up straight away, so it's kind of easy to do. But we can go through that for sure. So has that switched over to the main platform now, Mike? Is it? I think it was stuck on my pro page. Cool.
Yep, you're good.
So you would head to My Media, Pro Page Setup.
Yep.
Scroll down to the bottom. and then you will see the Facebook Messenger. Don't know why that says that, because I think I've got my Facebook connected, but I think it might always say that. I'm not 100% sure, but
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I think you need to connect your Facebook first, and then you go and grab your Facebook ID. There is a tutorial tool. I can't even say it. Tutorial video. Too many T's in there.
Try to put Trampe in there too. A Trampe tutorial.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, you grab your Facebook page ID. So it has to be a Facebook page. If you haven't got one, you need a Facebook page ID. So you grab that from your Facebook account.
Yep.
I believe there is a tutorial. I'm not even going to say it again because I can't even say it properly.
Tutorial.
There is a video that we have that shows you where to find the information from. I don't.
You can literally just Google what is my Facebook page ID, and it
Exactly, or you could do that too. But we do have a video that shows you where to find that.
Super simple.
Yeah, and there's a process. You need to whitelist domains and stuff too, I believe, to get that to appear.
Correct.
And you can also change the color,
yep,
which is really cool. So this can suit your branding. As you can see, my page was purple, so I've selected it as purple. And then you can select your message. So I went with what Mike said to do last week, and that was to leave a message to say, please contact us for a discount on your next purchase, which is a really cool way to, build conversations with people.
Yep. And that's your logged in greeting, right? So that's if you're online.
Yeah, so that's if you're online. I've left it like that. I've actually left them both, but you can change those to suit whatever you want to have, to start up a conversation with some of your customers and clients and stuff like that.
I would have something exactly like that. So for your logged in greeting, if you're there, technically you could probably use it for logged in and logged out, but I would have something like, hey, how are you? Or something like, hey, do you want a discount on the Beats? Shoot us a message. And you basically are, sounds like a weird word to use, but luring them in. You're kind of enticing them to want to message you. And then once you get them into your Facebook Messenger, you can do a lot of things with that. Obviously, we have the ManyChat integration that you can set up a bot to do a lot of stuff for you. You can obviously send them messages in the future since they're the ones who messaged you first, technically. There's ways to get people, enticed to actually have a conversation with you. And it's just a way to get to talk to people. So if you're logged in, I would have some type of greeting like, hey, thanks for shopping. Would love to give you a coupon today if you're interested in any Beats. Your logged out greeting could be something a little bit different. It could literally be the coupon code. You could say, hey, thanks for shopping with me. Here's a coupon. Use, Levi Beats at checkout and you get an extra 15% off. You could have that in there automatically. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, but I would definitely utilize this, but you have to entice people to want to message. You can't just expect people just to land on your page and just want to start a conversation unless they're really, really interested in something and they're trying to get in touch with you, which is totally doable and makes sense. But you got to find ways to make people want to message you too. It's not just about having it there and be like, I hope some people message me today. Like, no, you have to entice them and lure them in, obviously with something that's beneficial to you and them. And, that's, you're offering great customer service. So
definitely. And I would suggest, maybe changing it up every so often just to make it look like your page isn't static and it is a real person behind the page.
Exactly.
It just looks really good that, things are being updated all the time, just like what we do with the BeatStars platform. It's the same thing. Just to make sure, that you're enticing people and try different things, try things, think outside the box, Yep. I can't think of any particular example at the moment, but there's so many things that you can do. Just highlight, just showing them a message, just to get people, just from experience myself, I know it's not necessarily all about sales these days, but, majority of people, always asking, how to make my first sale or how to make sales. These are all the tools that you can use to build those relationships with your customers. And that's probably one of the biggest things that's helped me along the way. And that is having good customer service, speaking to your clients as often as you can. And these tools here are making it easy for you to do that. All this stuff that we're allowing you to use and utilize on our platform is allowing you to have those tools and have this easy access to your customers just by putting up a simple message and having this Facebook Messenger pop up on your page. It's great. I think it's brilliant.
Yep, 100%. Lima, when are we going to be able to have Fan Connect for other countries? Definitely a great question. Something we're looking into. It's definitely on our radar. So we'll keep you posted. I don't have any other concrete information besides that, but we're well aware of that and looking into it. Any tips for keywords from Gift Beats? I'm using keywords like beats and type beats. Exactly. You're not seeing any effect because everyone and their mother is using the same one. So any advice to test that? Test it. So try different things up. If you make a lot of like soulful pop stuff, I don't know, I just made up a genre, you can put soulful pop. If you have certain moods that just make sense for your beats, put that. I definitely wouldn't fall in the lane of just being generic and putting trap beat, type beat. Like everybody's doing that. So test it. Advice to test it. So
yeah,
you're
definitely.
going to get more information and more knowledge by testing it yourself. And so I would definitely do that and try different things and see kind of what happens.
Yeah, and even once it starts working for you, you know, these SEO and these platforms, like we touched on earlier with advertising, it changes all the time. So it's never really going to be a one fit all the time. You know, even when it comes to keywords and SEO stuff, you know, even when it comes to the data that you're adding in on tracks, all this stuff's going to change all the time. So
Exactly.
you have to keep on top of this stuff, and you have to, you know, try. It's all about test and trial all the time. Definitely. Yep. for all these cases.
100%. So social media content's about testing as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know if you guys are fans of Gary Vee. If you're not, you should definitely check out his stuff. He's amazing. It's not someone I've been following for years and years and years, but I mean, he's like the biggest advocator. And then I agree, not just because he says it, but I've agreed before he was saying it, and I've heard it from him. But he really beats that into your head of just testing content out, whether it's advertising or whether it's social media content. And sometimes you just need to see how people react to it, and you'd be like, holy crap! Like I didn't realize that this was gonna get so much interaction and drive so much attention to my brand compared to something that you put so much time into that isn't doing anything. So it's all just about testing this stuff out and seeing how your audience responds to it.
Definitely. And sometimes the best way to do that is to put yourself in the viewer's shoes or the buyer's shoes. You know, like what would entice you into stuff? What would excite you about clicking on someone's post or page or track or whatever it is, you know, that you're clicking on?
Exactly.
You know, you got to think from their perspective. So don't always, you know, some people a lot of the time just concentrate too much on, you know, what's going on their side. Think about it from their perspective. You know, what entices you when you walk into a shop and to buy something? You know, it's all these things that you need to think about. And again, that's changing all the time too, because people's tastes change and stuff like that. So it's always try to put yourself in different situations in those cases. Definitely, for sure.
100%. Well, it's 2:15, so we're going to be going for about another half an hour. So I was thinking for this last 30 minutes, we can really give some specific and individual feedback through pro pages. So
Sure.
last week, we opened up the submission process. We got a bunch of pro pages. Hopefully, everybody who submitted is here. I'm going to put the link again, though, in the chat for everybody, just so you guys can submit and girls can submit for next week. We probably won't be able to get to the people who are just submitting right now just because we already have some that came in from last week, but I'm gonna drop this link in for the last 30 minutes of every call. We're going to try our best depending on how in depth these calls are and you know, what kind of questions we're getting, because we want to make sure we're answering questions all the time. But I just put the link in all chats. You can check that out and you can submit. It's free to submit. All you have to do is pop in your pro page or your custom URL. As long as it's a pro page, you can pop that in there. So it doesn't have to be like, you know, yourname.beatstars.com. Like Levi could submit his if he wanted to, since it is a pro page. I real quick too, before we dive into this, I did see a bunch of questions coming in about TubeBuddy integration. So just to clarify, TubeBuddy is not an integration for BeatStars. It's an integration for YouTube. It's a Chrome extension that you plug in, and basically they have a free version, and which is an awesome version, and they have a bunch of other versions as well that cost extra money. But basically it plugs into your browser, Chrome, and then you can attach it to your YouTube account. And what happens is it gives you information based on tags and SEO and a whole bunch of different stuff. If you've not responded to comments, which ones you have, there's all sorts of stuff. It's like I could talk about TubeBuddy probably for like an hour. We actually do have a tutorial on our YouTube. So if you want, go to YouTube, search BeatStars TubeBuddy tutorial. I did a tutorial with them. It was about 2 hours long, very in depth. We covered mainly like SEO and tags and all that stuff more than anything, because I know that's super important to everyone. So I would check that out for sure and see if it's something. I would at least get started on the free membership.
Definitely. Just going back on you touching on the tutorials I managed to say at that time on YouTube. Yeah, you should definitely check out our channel because there is a lot of really good information on there, and some other tutorial videos on there that you may want to watch.
Yep.
That might help you.
Someone asked about vidIQ. Sure. Personally, I only use TubeBuddy, and we have a working relationship with them, but I have nothing bad to say about vidIQ. I've just never used it, but I'm sure it's probably pretty similar. So it's kind of like, whatever you want to do, find out what works for you and go there. Obviously, like I said, we have a working partnership with TubeBuddy, so I recommend them, and I personally use them every day.
Yeah.
Do people use the playlist more or the default search? More or less people use the default search because you can search for everything in one shot. But you bring up a very good point. Everybody here who's a member should make their own playlist. So if you got 10 Drake tracks that have a Drake vibe, you can make a Drake, type beats or Drake inspired beats or whatever you want to call it playlist, and then put all those tracks in that playlist. And it's an easy way. If someone's looking for a specific vibe, you can say, hey, here's all these tracks in one shot. You can do that with albums too and put a price on it. There's tons of stuff you can do. We got into it last week. So if you didn't see it last week, definitely go back to our Twitch channel and just look up BeatStars Academy from last week. What was the date? Today's, I think, the 4th or the 5th, whatever last Monday was. And you can see that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these. Let's get into these pages, man. I'm gonna give you some links to pop, and you can just use that same thing. So let's go to
where are you sending these links to, Mike?
I'll send them into the chat here.
Cool.
There should be the chat. Where's the private chat? All right, it's all the way at the bottom. Do you see it on the right hand side? It says private chat below brand and on top of settings.
Yeah, got it.
So you should be able to just copy and paste that one right over to.
Let's have a look.
Shout out
if you see it, it pops up.
Yep. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat, and you're welcome. I see a lot of people thanking us. You're very welcome. We're here for you guys and girls.
Yeah, right. Appreciate you guys coming in for sure.
Hell yeah. All right, so what do we got here? What's the first thing that jumps out to you, Lee?
So this pop-up, this is really cool. I like that. We never really touched on that when we was on Pro Page, but this is for your subscription form. I kind of like that. I would maybe shorten the wording a little bit there, just because you can see it looks like there's something missing. So maybe try and play around with the text a little bit. Oh, that was my kind of. I don't know what you think about that, Mike, but I think that
it's too long. It's too long. It's cutting off your text.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, it kind of looks not unprofessional, but just looks messy to me. So I would put something in there that's going to fit. So again, something you need to test out and see what makes sense. You know what I mean? So any examples you could give? I'm trying to think really quick what you could give for them. You could say I don't know. It all depends on what you're offering too, guys. So here's the other thing. It's great to have a mailing list and to get people to sign up. But if you don't know what you're going to send them, like you might be setting yourself up for disaster because you might just start sending out too many emails. You may start sending out just too much salesy stuff. You really need to have a plan for this. So if you're giving out free tips every week, you could put free beat selling tips or free artist tips, and that's being very generic. Like there's ways of putting stuff really specific into here that's going to make people want to sign up. Like if I saw this, I wouldn't want to sign up unless I absolutely love the producer and I just didn't even read it. I just filled it in as fast as possible. But most times people may not be super familiar with you. So what is going to entice them to want to give their name and email address? Is it a free beat download? Is it a free sample pack? Is it a free PDF? Is it a free service? Like what is it? Think about what really entices you when you're shopping to want to give up your personal information. So that's my biggest thing with that. Yeah, that's for me too. I think for me, I mean, you don't have to have this, but I think my one says wants a free beat, and that was it. And actually, I get a lot of people come through it just through that. So I would. That was my first thing I see there. The text was too long, so that might get confusing. People can't actually see what they're getting into here. So that would be the first thing. Let's click off that. Yep. I kind of like this. I like the look of the theme. It's kind of quite simple. I like the image. That kind of all this crack stuff going on in the background. That's really cool. He's got his BPM set up there, which is really good, like we mentioned earlier. Yep. Free downloads too, which is good. What's he have? He has the search bar up there, huh? On top of his featured track.
Yeah, he has that. Find your next hit. So yeah, we never touched on that. You can actually change that text as well if you want to. But
Yep.
I mean, for this one, it works quite well because it's kind of away from the image. But again, all this stuff is personal. I mean, I don't know what you think of that search bar there, Mike, as it looks on this page, because it's white and it kind of fits in with his. The color of his text and stuff. It doesn't actually look too bad.
I don't mind it. I kind of feel like his feature track gets lost in the background text a little bit, though. Like it kind of blends in and it's kind of like not confusing, but I mean, obviously I can hit the play button, but it kind of blends into it. I can't see the bottom of his B. It's kind of covering up the bottom part that says Beats. I maybe would think about getting rid of that search bar and moving the logo up, or even moving the logo maybe slightly over, like centered left. It's just mess around with it. I don't hate it though. It's just little stuff like this is what I notice. And another thing is too, and this is obviously all comes down to branding and what you want to do. So this is no way, shape, or form me telling you have to do this, but I love black and white and grays. Like I love these dark colors, but I'm gonna tell you right now from a like a customer standpoint, that I've noticed over a lot of time is a lot of pages that have a little bit brighter colors and more brighter elements to it usually seem to perform a tad bit better just if you're a newer producer. So obviously if you've been doing this for a long time, you have a huge customer base, your design is not going to have as much impact as someone who's newer. But just keep that in mind too. Sometimes when you have these colors, and you can just Google best colors for sales or best colors for just whatever marketing. There's actually a ton of research and knowledge that's gone into what colors to use for ads. So if you're open to it, it might be something cool to really do some deeper dive research on this and just what's welcoming to the human eye. But again, if it's part of the brand and maybe all your beats are really dark and that's like just the vibe, then obviously do what you need to do. But I just wanted to throw it out there that sometimes brighter colors can be better just for bringing people in and making them seem more like welcomed.
Definitely, I agree. That's kind of why I use bright colors on mine. But like you just touched on there, and that's something I was going to bring up. Is all this stuff can be towards your branding. So, like Mike said, if all of your music or your beats and your tracks are really dark, then this would fit quite well.
Yep.
So yeah, just think about that in respect of your brand and what kind of tracks you create. If you're, for an example, if you're creating up-tempo pop kind of beats, you want it to look lively on your page. You wouldn't necessarily have black and white and grays because that doesn't really necessarily fit with the type of tracks that you're creating or your brand. So yeah, that's something to really kind of think about for sure.
Exactly. Let's scroll down and see what else they got going on.
Yeah,
there.
Cool. So
I'd like to get to a few of these if we can.
What happened? Yeah, just decided to go back.
All right, it happens.
Let me grab that link again. There we go. So licensing info. Yeah, the pricing looks really good.
I have my feedback about this. I think you need to expand your featured list and stuff like that. So when you're setting this stuff up in your licenses, basically, for non-exclusives, you set the stipulations you want. So if you're like, all right, it's $19.99 for an MP3 lease, I'm going to give away, 2,000 physical copies, 200,000 audio streams, 200,000 non-monetized video streams, whatever it is. You guys all know what I'm talking about. If you've made a contract, there's all this information in there. What I would do and recommend is taking that information and then implementing it into the featured list. And all you have to do is type a line. So if you're like 1,000 physical copies, enter. 200,000 video streams, non-monetized, enter. So it'll break it all down for you and give you kind of bullet points. And the reason why I say to do this is you really want to give as much information as you can to the customer, even before they check out. So the less questions you have coming in, the better. Obviously, you want to talk to your customers, but it's important. Like, a lot of people just want to check out and go, and they don't want to have to ask questions. So looking at this, yes, the pricing looks good. the beat of your choice in MP3 and WAV format. Okay, that tells me that, but how many streams am I getting? How many of this am I getting? I don't really know that unless I really dig in and go through this license. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think every customer should be looking at their licenses before they purchase so they really know. But if you give them all this information in one shot, it's going to make a sale that much easier than before, because now they're like, okay, I get this, 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 and this, and I understand what I'm getting for it. I wouldn't overlook that. I would really spend time. And Levi, maybe you can go to your page if you think yours is up to par, which I think it is, or I could give you a million different pro pages that I've helped build out that has everything laid out this way, because I really want people to understand the difference it makes when you have this stuff explained. So there you go. So if you look at Levi's, let's give it a second here, okay. And you can see how much more information that he has. So I'm going to get a lot more from this license than I would from something that's not filled out. And you don't have to use the exact format he's using. It's just about being more clear and concise about what comes with these licenses without making someone read a 6-page contract or however long it is.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Let's go back to that page again.
Yep.
Something else I wanted to touch on in that license section. I know we probably want to review a couple more today.
Yep.
But I've seen his bulk deals. I see that he's only currently offering one. He or she's only currently offering one. I would maybe suggest to have a few more, just to give your clients and customers a few more options. I mean, it's cool if you only want to have one, but again, going back to what Mike said before, you want to provide as much information as possible, but you also want to entice people in. So I would suggest maybe having, I mean, it doesn't have to be mad. You don't have to have 20, but I would suggest maybe at least having 3 or 4 different options. I don't know what you think about that too, Mike. I mean, that's my personal opinion of what I think, when it comes to bulk deals and stuff too.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have bulk deals on exclusives either, especially if you have make an offer in there. So I would take that off immediately, to be honest. I wouldn't be doing any bulk offers for exclusives. That's just my opinion. But if you do, you may want to just set it up where it's a set price instead of make an offer and then do it. It might be just get a little tricky. Again, though, test things out and see what makes sense for you. But that's what jumps out.
Yeah, I had mine set up because I was running some tests earlier. I need to remove that again. I'm glad you reminded me.
No worries.
Also, as well, I mean, I see that he's highlighted, or he or she, sorry, has highlighted this wave lease as a popular license. It's kind of cool. Me personally, I prefer just to make it look a little bit more, I don't know what the right word is, but I would maybe have that one in the middle. You can move these licenses around. So, I mean, you definitely want to have it in, pricing structure from lowest to highest. But yeah, I don't know what you think about that, Mike. I mean, I would, as you can see, my one was in the middle. It just makes it look a bit more higher in my eye.
I actually usually shuffle them where it goes MP3, MP3 wave, then the unlimited in the middle, then the tracked out, then the exclusive make an offer, and then I highlight the unlimited. So I'm always pushing the most popular one, which is the unlimited lease, for an extra $50. But I actually put that in the middle, so you don't have to have it from lowest to highest. You can move them around however you want.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I like having it in the middle. That's just my personal preference, but that's nothing to be too concerned about.
Quick question in the chat. Is there a tutorial video of licensing basics? Yeah, go to our YouTube channel, BeatStars. Just go to YouTube, search BeatStars, and there should be a playlist with all of our tutorials in there. Some are a little outdated, like design-wise, but like the premise behind them are pretty much all on point and evergreen, in my opinion. You can also, I would recommend coming on our Twitch channel, hopping into the past videos and going through and finding all the BeatStars Academies. If you have the time, they're all like an hour and a half long usually, but we cover a lot of that stuff too in there, which is obviously more up to date if it's from last week or the week before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Sound kit services. Yep.
Services that are fine. I think what you have is fine, but maybe, and I'm also guilty of doing this with certain pro pages that I've worked on, of just having the same image and just having the text under it. Even maybe changing those up too in the future could be something you work on. So if it's cover art design, like maybe you have like a really crazy cover that you design to show off your work before people have to click to like really check it out. you know, because you want to use your stuff as a marketing tactic. Like if you have great cover art design, put a piece of your cover artwork there, so people are just like, holy shit, he designed this, like, or she designed this, like, let me check out and see what they have. This may just be like, oh, he has cover art, she has cover art. I don't really know what they designed though, so think maybe of swapping these out instead of being all the same. Again, I'm not against it either, because I've actually done pro pages where I've used the same image and then just changed the title of it. It might even be something I want to go back and change, but it's something that I just thought of, especially with like the art design. I think you should show off your art in that space, not just have like a generic graphic for it.
Yeah, definitely. That's something I did recently, because I kept all the images the same, so I changed them too. Yeah, again, it'll just all go back to like, you know, drawing attention and getting people to click on stuff, and, you know, making it stand out a little bit, so people, oh, look at that, like Mike says, you know, show some of your own designs.
Exactly. Let's go. Let's check out another pro page. I think we give them good feedback.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to try to at least get 2 in here.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in trouble. We're gonna have like 100. Yeah, we literally just got 10 more when the show started. So.
Oh really? Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool to hear.
It is. It's awesome. But we'll get to you guys over the weeks. I promise you that. All right, I'm gonna send you a link. Another one to check out.
Got it.
Question in the chat: what do you think about dollar beats? I don't really have an opinion on it. It's your business. You can do what you want. If you feel like that's the best way to drive your business, go for it. Would I do it? Probably not. Probably not something I would personally do.
Yeah, so we're on what, 5s?
Yep.
Spot 5 in here.
Yep, he's here.
He's in here. Cool. So the first thing that kind of jumps out at me, to be fair, is this Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I would definitely go back and change the color of this screen. Just my personal preference. I would maybe try and make it red, because that seems to be the color on your page. I don't know what you think about that, Mike. That was just the first thing that popped out to me when I opened this up. It's
too bright. I get probably trying to use that color because I was just talking about color on the eyes, but if the rest of the page is dark, it's just going to look weird to me. I would probably change the coloring on that to more match the pro page and kind of fit in, or look at maybe if you really like that green, maybe reworking the colors on your actual pro page too. So
definitely, yeah, that was just the first thing that stuck out to me. That's maybe just my OCD kicking in, but yeah, I would make that red maybe, because that seems to be what a lot of your highlighted stuff is, the color.
Yep.
You can see he's featured track really well, which is really good. He's got a code up there, which is kind of cool from the text.
I would show maybe up top with your text where it says beat sale, use code ROCK40 off. Is that $40 off? Is that 40% off? Like, I don't really know what that means. So maybe in here incorporate something that says beat sale, 40% off all beats, use code, or something like that. I just would I might be a little confused if I don't know you or what you're offering. I don't know what that 40 off means.
Yeah. I would maybe have some more menus up here too. It's not, you don't have to, but if you've got merchandise, I mean, we've not scrolled down yet, but if you've got merchandise and you've got videos and stuff up there, I would maybe bring some more menus up here too.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal opinion. We can see that he's got his BPM there, which is really good. He's got some free downloads too, which is very good too. Scroll down a bit. This is his licensing. So yeah, from what we said before, you can see that he's put a lot of information in here, which is really good.
Yep.
That's kind of cool too. I've never seen that before.
What are you looking at?
See the bit at the top where he's got 40% off, use code. So that's kind of a cool, kind of like that.
Where does he have that at?
Can you see it at the top of the license?
Yep, there you go.
You see it?
I see it. He could also put that in his section on the pro page. Remember I showed you last week we were messing around with it, or maybe it was the week before, where you can change like the title of your page and put it up there too.
Yeah.
your Favicon shows.
Yeah.
So it might be somewhere else you want to test out and see if that works. You can actually, when people land on your pro page, the text up top that's next to the Favicon that usually says like, Rock 5, Beat Store, whatever you call it. I know a lot of people just use generic things there, but that's just another way to market. So you could put use code for 40% off. You can do whatever you want, really.
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
He's got his bulk deals there.
Good.
I would maybe add 2 is pretty good. I mean, that's a good option. You could add a couple more if you wish to.
Yep.
This is his YouTube section. I like it. I think there's a lot of different coloration, like colors going on here. I would maybe think about that. I don't know what you think about that, Mike. I mean, he's got the blue here, then he's got the black, then he's got like the kind of fiery red color. I would say he's got the blue there too. Sorry. So, yeah, I mean,
it's a little confusing, the color wise.
Yeah.
Can you go actually scroll back down? I just noticed something where his contact information is. All right, so right there. So you see, in my opinion, there's no point of doing what you have here because you have a subscribe to your mailing list with no real information of why they would want to subscribe. Like, what are you giving them for subscribing? A lot of people just don't want to sign up just to get emails. What kind of emails are you sending? What kind of information are you going to be providing? What kind of opportunities are you going to be providing? But not only that, so you chose the basic form to be there instead of the pop-up, which is fine. You can either have a pop-up or you can have this form. The problem that I see is you have it stacked on top of your contact information, which is pretty much asking for almost the same information. It's your name and your subject, and obviously it's more of a contact form, so it's a little bit different. So I would either change your subscribe to mailing list. I would change the title of that, obviously, but I would either change it to pop-up or I would put it somewhere else, maybe higher up top. That has a really good call to action that makes people want to give their email and name, and then keep them both. Or I would actually get rid of the contact form if you don't want to use it, because right now you have 3 things that people can contact you, and it could get a little overwhelming. You have a mailing list subscription, you have a contact form, and you have a messenger. So I know you want to utilize all these integrations, but you got to use them smartly. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Me personally, I'd probably just get rid of the contact form. Or make your thing a pop-up, because then people can still get in touch with you directly through the messenger, and then people can still sign up for your mailing list or whatever you're going to be offering.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, cool. Let's knock out one more. It's 2:40. Let's knock out one more. Let me send you this. I'm going to highlight these so I know who submitted what. Okay.
By the way, guys, I mean, the information that we're giving here, this is just our opinions too. So, if that's how you like it and that works for you, that's great. So just to let you know, these are our actual opinions of what we think, just from experience too. So
yeah, guys, there's no need to drop your pro pages in the chat either. So we have a forum. I dropped it in here twice now. There's an actual forum. It's BeatStars.world/BeatStars-Academy. Scroll down that page. You can see information about the show every Monday. And then there's a submission step. Shoot it there. That's all you need to do. People have submitted last week, so we're taking those first. So the ones in the chat we won't be taking, but pop it in here, and then next week or the following week we'll get to your pro page.
Yep.
All right. What do we?
What's your first thoughts on this one, Mike? I'll let you go first this time.
Yeah. Sound division. Okay, it's cool. It's a little big. What is Sound Vision? If I'm a customer and I don't know what it is, I might be a little confused with what Sound Vision is. Obviously, I know I'm landing on a pro page, but it all depends on how you're marketing and promoting your stuff, that you can get your message clear. But I would maybe have some type of subtitle below like the big title, maybe move up Sound Vision, make it a little bit smaller, center it, then maybe have like a byline underneath it, like Sound Vision, like the best beats, or the offering you this. I don't know, something that makes it more clear and concise. I also don't like, again, the search bar going through the middle of the logo. I would get rid of that, and I'd also feature a track. But again, if you feature a track, it's going to probably cover up the logo. So I would probably look at moving your logo up, making it smaller, maybe adding a little cool byline to it. That's like the first thing that jumps out to me, like logo wise.
Yeah, and the search bar too, because that kind of covers up that sound vision, and it's kind of confusing to me because you've got this produced by Flip working up here, and then you've got this sound vision here. So it kind of, yeah, like you say, it's kind of a little bit confusing.
And again, with the colors, again, like if it's your branding and that's what it is. Me personally, as I'm rocking a black hoodie, you can't see me right now, but I have a black hoodie on. I love dark colors, so I understand. But from like a customer perspective, sometimes unless people are really hip to your brand or it really fits with what you're trying to do, it could actually, you know, draw people away because it looks too plain or too boring. But I'm not saying everyone needs to go out there and change their pro pages now and make the whole thing orange and yellow. That's not what I'm saying. It still has to make sense to what your branding is. So if it makes sense and this is it, keep it, but there's definitely things you can clean up to make it a little bit more concise for people when they're on your pages.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So BPMs are too. That's always good to see. I always like to see that.
Yep.
It looks like he's offering all of his tracks as free downloads, which is good.
Yep.
See that he or she is using the same kind of image for their track images. I mean, that does work. Personally, myself, there are a lot of free image websites out there that you can download free royalty-free images.
Yep.
I would suggest maybe switching them up a little bit, or maybe not just having text there, like having some kind of image, even if it's your brand's logo.
Yep.
I would maybe suggest that, unless that is your brand's logo. But because one thing, I mean, you can't really read the text there either. I don't know if you can read that, but I can't read that, Mike.
It's a little tough.
So I mean, again, this is all personal choice. This is just going from experience and what you see on other people's pages too.
Yep.
I would just maybe change that, or think, just maybe switching it up. Or if you're going to use the same image, maybe use one that stands out, like Mike said, a bit more color and stuff too.
Absolutely. Someone commented, wait, there's a follow button on the page. Don't know what you're referring to, but there shouldn't be a follow page button on these pages. So these are like third-party sites. These are your own sites. The only time you're going to have somewhere to follow you in BeatStars is on the marketplace. So I think it's more, again, as the marketplace is a social media website platform / music platform / technology platform. It's all that in one. And that's where you can build up your followers and plays there. And obviously your pro page plays go over to the marketplace and vice versa if you have them. But yeah, that's the only place you can repost and do all that, because it's a community. It's a social community. So when you're on your pro page, it's just, again, it's your store. It's everything in here. If people are there, they're there for a purpose. So they can't necessarily follow your pro page, but if they're there, that's why it's so important to have these initiatives set up where you're offering discounts, you're building your email list, you're talking to people through Messenger, you have merch, you have services, you have kits if it makes sense for you. That's what's really going to keep people coming back to your page. So
definitely. And I've actually, speaking of Messenger, I see that they haven't actually got Messenger, so I would definitely look into that, adding that on, because that is a really cool feature.
Absolutely. But the biggest thing too is, again, the licenses. And I see this time and time again. And again, this is obviously, we're here to help and show love and make you guys and girls better. So don't take anything I'm saying specifically or Lee saying specifically as, I'm not going to say hate, but like coming at you, you know what I mean? This is all to help you. So, but like, I see this time and time again, that people are just not filling out their license information. And to me, as a customer, I honestly find it very unappealing, because I don't really know what I'm buying. All I see is the price and some sort of basic description. I really don't know. I might not have the time to read every contract in full, especially if I'm searching for multiple beats. I mean, customers should be looking at the contracts, but let's be real. It is tough to sit there and read a contract for, say, I'm buying 6 beats. It's going to take me 4 hours to go through everything. Have that information laid out for people so they can have a real understanding of what they're buying or leasing, and then obviously still promote and push people to check out contracts in full, which you can view the licenses here. You can view licenses in the cart. So if I add a beat to the cart, I can go right there and check it out and review the license before I purchase. Just keep that in mind. It's just the more information you can give people to make a purchase, the easier it's going to be for you in the long run, and for them in the long run. So
yeah, and some information is better than none at all. I mean, in this instance, I wouldn't even know what kind of files I was getting with each particular license. So that would be my first kind of, right, I want a WAV file, but which one do I choose? So
exactly,
you know, just simple information like that. You know, what kind of, you know, even if you haven't got the time to put, you know, too much information in, or you don't know what to put in, at least have some basic information. And the cool thing is that some of that information you can find within the license section. You can just add that information in, like we touched on before. You know, how many streams are you offering with one particular license? All that stuff you can just copy and paste over. So this kind of stuff is going to take you minutes, if not, you know, seconds to apply, and you'll be surprised how much difference that makes when it comes to people visiting you know, your pro page and seeing that information. It just looks more professional too.
100%, man.
Definitely, for sure.
100%. So hopefully, you know, the pages we reviewed, I think what you see, and what I was just saying is I see this all the time. I think the majority of everyone we've looked at, well, what have we looked at, 2 or 3, but they've all not had their information really filled out to the way they should. So I think that's something all 3 people we review can look at, and everybody else in the chat. If we didn't get to you yet, take a look in the mirror and say, hey, what do my licenses look like on my pro page? That should be, I feel like, the first thing you do. And I personally honestly believe like that can literally convert a sale for you, because you don't know how many people shop, and if they're not comfortable buying something and they're strapped for time, you really think they want to, like, oh, I got to email this person, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's just make it so easy for them that they don't have to reach out to you. But obviously, if they do, you want to, you know, offer great customer service and explain to them. But just get it done. It's something everybody can knock out, and you should knock out immediately.
Definitely. Yep.
Awesome. Scroll down a little bit more. Let's see what else we got here. There is no other show at 3 p.m. So if you want to do one more after this, you're cool with the time, Lee. We can do one more after this.
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel we should maybe get, you know, a few in, just because hopefully the list will just grow each week. So we want to try and review as many as we can.
Yeah, if we can do 5 a week, I think that would be good. So I think this is
the
3rd one or the 4th one. I can't remember now, but
I think this is, I'm not sure, but
yep. But yeah, contact form at the bottom. Take this text out too. I'm trying to point to it, like you guys can see that. You can take that text out in the footer. That just literally is the style, the theme you picked. Get all that out of there. Get everything you can get out of there that isn't branded around who you are. I would definitely recommend that.
Definitely. Yeah, that was something I was going to mention too. The main 2 points I would say about this page would be this licensing section, definitely, for sure, and adding that messenger thing. These things kind of take minutes to add, so I would definitely, these are the first things, 2 things I would do on this page. All the colors and stuff like that you can mess around with, but those are the 2 vital important things that will be more so related to, you know, customer service and stuff like, and providing as much information as you possibly can.
Absolutely. Cool. Let's knock another one out.
Definitely. So we've done 3 so far, right?
Wait, someone submitted their marketplace. Let me see if this person has a pro page before I send it. Bit of misunderstood. Let's see. It looks like they haven't even done anything on their pro page. Yeah. I don't know if they're in here. Is Truly Dior in here? Yours truly, Dior. Are you in here? I mean, there's literally nothing. Like, they have it, they just don't use it. So it's like you're literally paying for something you're not using. So
yes, they are in here.
They are?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not seeing it.
You can go. Are you on Twitch, Mike?
No, I'm on everything. I'm looking at everything.
Oh, so I'm on Twitch on my laptop, and if you go into users in chat, you can see who's actually in the chat.
Oh, I see it now.
He's in
cool.
VIPs.
Let's bring his up, because like literally there's nothing here. And this is literally like if you're just starting out. Let me send you this in chat. So they sent you yours truly Dior. You sent your marketplace. All I did was take your marketplace name, which is yours truly Dior, and just put .beatstars.com, and that's your pro page. So as you can see, there's nothing really been done to this pro page. There's no featured track. There's no graphics. The search bar is in the middle. You have your tracks, which is great, but go below it. There's no licensing information.
Oh dear.
So realistically, you gotta get going here. Yeah, less is more. I see that in the chat, but not when you have nothing else on the page.
He says he's just started, but still, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's kind of understandable if you've just started.
Absolutely.
But I would definitely, I mean, you're paying for this pro page subscription, so I would definitely utilize this, you know, and get it up and running as soon as you can, definitely for sure. And watch back through this video and last week's one, and just look at some of the stuff that we've gone across to, you know, make sure that you've got showing on your pro pages and stuff too. So I can understand if they've just started out, definitely for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, so yeah, I would just work on getting a cool design done. But I mean, before you even do that, first thing you need to do is get your licenses and contracts set up and make them visible for the pro page, and then obviously break down all the information like we just showed. And if you're missing it, you know, just go back to the show. But basically, we broke down how to fill out your licenses and how to do that. After this too, let's go back to the marketplace and show where they can put all that information in.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do that first, because you need to have that information on there. And then, you know, obviously you can start filling in other stuff. If you have services or kits or merch or any of these things, or a pop-up email or Facebook Messenger integration, like there's all these things that you can start adding. But before that, you have to have your licenses there. It can't be blank, because while the pricing is on the beats individually, you don't have that full breakdown of what people are buying.
Yeah.
So
definitely. So there's not really much to review on this one.
No, it's just yeah, definitely get going, get your licenses done. I
mean, he's got his BPMs on there. He or she's got his BPMs on there, which is good. So that's a good start, definitely. Yeah, I would just work on that personally myself. I would just work on that and definitely get your licensing information up there. Definitely, for sure. That would be my first thing.
Can you go back to the marketplace to the licenses just so you can show everybody where you pop all this information in?
Yep.
I wish we could have a side by side, but I know this software doesn't really allow that. But
so this is us back on the marketplace. So you would head to My Media and then licenses and contracts.
Yep.
And these are all your licenses here.
Yep. So you make sure you want to apply all of them. You want to make sure they're all enabled as well.
Yeah.
And then you can highlight one that sticks out on your pro page by this yellow star there.
And as we spoke about earlier, you can move them around.
Exactly. Can you actually go into one of them so we can show them where you punch in all that information?
Yep. Which is, I'll do that later. Let's go to this one. I've got highlight.
Yep. So the information, obviously, you can name it whatever you want. Your default track price is going to be what you set up when you do the license. So that's going to be the price that's going to be on every beat for that type of license. I wouldn't do minimum offer prices on non-exclusives. I don't think it's needed. The album price would be if you want to put all the beats together that are similar, say into one. Say every MP3 beat you want to put into an album, you can set a default price for what that would be. We did that last week, so I would definitely check out last week's show to see more in depth about the album stuff. All right, scroll down. So see where brief description is going to be kind of like your quick description of what that license is, and will show up on your pro page. So I always like putting what it is. So I'll say if it's a stem license, I'll put, you know, an untagged MP3 plus wave plus stems. And then in the feature list, I will actually include, you can include untagged there or in the description, how Lee has it. But then he has a breakdown of basically what he includes with the license: instantly downloadable MP3 and a high quality wave, you know, how many streams, how many copies, what it's good for. And you can kind of get all this information from the section below that says customized contract. So this is where you put in all your numbers for these non-exclusive licenses.
Yeah.
So basically, if you look at all that, you kind of take that information and then you can kind of plug and play. You don't have to use all of it, but I would definitely at least get it, what type of files they're getting, how many copies they're getting, how many streams they're getting, monetized or non-monetized video streams they're getting. I would actually put all that out there. It's going to make the customer have a quicker and easier decision when they want to purchase compared to it being blank.
Definitely.
Yep. So yeah, and you do that for every license. So I would fill that out for each one.
Yep. And then once you've done that, make sure you click apply to all tracks.
Yep. Make sure you enable them all. Make sure you apply it to all the tracks, and then it will be presentable and visible on your pro page.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Sweet. All right.
Anything
else that you guys wanted to check out? Any questions? Let's take a couple questions before we wrap this up. It's 3 o'clock. Thank you, Bufo. You did an amazing job today, fellas. We appreciate that. And
just want to answer a quick question from Lima on the track.
Mm-hmm.
How can I delete a coupon that I made? Unfortunately, you can't delete coupon codes. And the reason for that is it could be attached to a previous sale. And that's mainly the main reason why they can't be deleted. But you can disable them and enable them if you wish. If you go back into last week's video, we explain a bit more about that if you want to go back and review that one.
Yep.
So I just wanted to answer that question.
Hey, can a track list show on a pro page? That would be so cool. So no, track lists can't, but you can use them for third-party players. So people can make track lists and stuff like that if you use a third-party player. But I think that's something, I feel like we just talked about that recently, or something we're looking at.
Yeah, it's something we're looking into.
Yeah, playlists as well, to be able to have these types of things featured. Obviously, the content would have to be all your stuff on the playlist, because you have the ability to make playlists of other people's content. That's something else. I know it sounds kind of productive. Like, why would I make a playlist of other people's stuff? One, it will build relationships with people, especially if you want to collab with them too. It's just, if you're a music lover, show off the music you like. I believe in karma. You know what I mean? If you're doing good things and you're helping other people out, I feel like it will come back. Then obviously you can mix in your beats with other beats. So it's not just all your stuff sometimes. Obviously, I would probably push more of your own stuff and make playlists around your own content. But I think it's a cool way to really get to know and show love to the people you like on the platform and in the community. And I think it will just be a great move for you in the future. So
definitely,
keep that in mind too.
Definitely, I've got playlists with other people's tracks on there, just ones that I like listening to. So it's cool. Like, show some love to everyone.
Exactly. Can I send my link? No, don't send it here. So we're not taking any links. So just go to the website. I'll send it again in the chat one more time for everybody to see. There is an actual page for this show every Monday that you can submit your pro page URL, and it has to be a pro page only, or it could be a third-party site too. It just can't be the marketplace. We're really trying to, dive in and show people the functions of the pro page and how important it is. Let me get you that link. I know some people just came in and might have missed it, but here's this link one more time. Okay.
How do I share my screen, right, so they can see us?
You did.
Oh, did I? Oh, cool.
Yeah, Lima, we hear you, man. We just touched on that for sure. Like, it's definitely something we're looking into. And I agree. See if we got any more questions before we roll out of here. I changed and removed my contact part like they said, and it's still showing. It shouldn't. Make sure in your menus that you took it off when you customize your page. Make sure you actually go in and unclick it. And it should be pretty immediate once you do it. But if you're still having a problem, just shoot us a message, support@beatstars.com, and our support team can definitely try to see what's going on. Any other questions? Ask them now.
Buffo says we look better than we did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate that. He's lying, but I appreciate it.
I know. I thought he was lying. Save those comments for Wednesdays, not Mondays.
Yeah, give me more questions. Thanks. But guys, make sure you hit those links that I dropped in the chat a couple times throughout here. Submit your pro page. I see some coming in as like literally on the show, which is really dope. Let me just put this. Yeah, we got about 15 while we were on the show. So yeah, just you don't have to submit multiple times. Please don't do that either. Just submit once. We'll get to. We're gonna just do these in order. So it looks like we have about 15 to go through. We'll probably do about 5 every week, maybe more. So yeah, just have some patience and we'll get to you for sure. Let's see. Any other questions? If no other questions, we're going to get out of here. Guys, so if you're a fan of this show, they definitely reach out on social media and let the BeatStars team know and everybody know that you love this show and you want to see more and what you're looking for. We're always looking for feedback and want to make sure that this is beneficial to the community. And also, too, the Beat Banner Show, if you guys are fans of that, we usually do that on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. with myself and Dreamlight Beats, and we have a special guest each week. The show has moved from 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. one, I feel bad that Lee has to stay up to 4 a.m. every Wednesday. And people who are overseas, it's really not fair in my opinion. So we moved it down lower, so it's going to be earlier in the day. It's still going to be noon for people on the West Coast, 3 p.m. for the East Coast, and people around the world are going to be able to tune in. And that follows right after our playlisting show. So if you haven't been part of the playlisting show, that's every Wednesday as well at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time. We actually playlist people's stuff live on air. So that is a really dope show. I actually think there's a link for that too. Let me double check that. I think
there is.
Let me see. 1 second. So it's called On the List. Let me see. I think we put a submission form on here. No, we didn't. Oh, I know what we're doing. So every week we put up an IG story. I should have known this. I apologize. So every week we put up an IG story that basically you fill out. It's just a form. So make sure you're following us on Instagram, BeatStars, and you'll see the story come out earlier in the day. And basically all you do is we'll ask you a question, do you want to get playlisted? What's your marketplace URL? So for this, we need marketplace, not pro page. So you will just literally submit it. And I actually go through live here. I got my phone right here on this little tripod thing. I literally have it here and I have the video open, and that's how we do the playlisting. So just a cool way to, keep track of everything.
Just to clarify, Mike, what tracks it is do you check out? Do you check out the one that's pinned, or do you check out their most recent one? Just so people know.
So whatever is the top piece of content for playlisting. So if you have a pinned track, that's what we'll play. If we played your stuff in the past, I would definitely change that. If you don't have something pinned, whatever is your last piece of content up. Lima, so what is my marketplace link? So I'll give you a really, really quick example here. Let me see if I can grab something. So basically look at it like this. So marketplace is always beatstars.com / your username. So if your username is Lima on the track, your marketplace link will always be beatstars.com / Lima on the track. Now for your pro page, it's kind of the opposite. It's going to be your username first, then .beatstars.com. So it'd be Lima on the track .beatstars.com. That would be your pro page, unless you have a custom domain. So just understand that it's always BeatStars first, and then dash for your marketplace. And the reason we need marketplace is, as you know, the marketplace is the social aspect of BeatStars. While pro pages and third-party search are still social, don't get me wrong, we can't repost, we can't playlist, we can't we can't comment, do a lot of things that we can do from the BeatStars account that we can do, in the marketplace that we can't do that on individual pro pages. So that's why we only can use marketplace links for playlisting. Hopefully that is clear and everybody understands. Cool. Any other questions before we roll out of here? Or anything you want to say, Lee? Anything you wanted to get across to everybody on the channel?
No, I'm grateful for everyone that tunes in every week. It's good to see you all here. Yeah, and please hit us up and let us know, if you like the show and if there's anything that you want us to talk about specifically. We're going to try and touch on as much stuff as we can in these shows.
100%. Yep.
So, and teach you guys some stuff that you might not be aware of, and like Mike says before in the past, we're all still learning too, because there's constantly stuff changing on the platform. We're always bringing new features and stuff. So, so just let us know how you think we're doing, and, give us some feedback and help us to do our jobs best.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. Lima, if you love the shirt, you can go to beatstars.merch and you can get one of those shirts for yourself. And, going forward, we'll be doing some giveaways and stuff too. We'll give away maybe a couple shirts, couple hats, stuff like that. So just stay in tune with that. But yeah, you can go to beatstars.merch to get any type of merch. Let's see. Will there be a way we can submit questions to you that we would like to ask in the camera? Or do we just hit you up on IG? No, you can just ask them right here. We have all the questions coming in on all platforms in one spot. We can see them. So just ask away here. I'm not against you either, reaching out on my personal social media, or I'm sure Levi doesn't mind as well. Obviously just, the general practices of being respectful, not sending a billion messages, not spamming, stuff like that. Like I'm personally very open to giving feedback to people who have, questions, and just respect my time and respect their time. That's it.
Yeah. We want to give you guys as much information as we can. So that's why we're here. So
exactly.
We're doing our best to teach you guys and show you stuff that you might not be aware of. So
exactly. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. Hopefully, you guys got a lot out of the show. Lee, I appreciate you, man. Thanks again for your help and
Thanks for
jumping
having
on
me.
with us each week. Of course, man. We appreciate all you guys. We'll see you here next Monday. And until then, hopefully, you guys can implement some of the things we showed you and come back next week and show it off to us. So, until then, guys, be safe. And if you need anything, you can shoot us a message. Appreciate y'all. Have a great
Thanks,
day.
guys. Appreciate you.
Peace.